In this video, we're going to talk about 10 things you should take care of after arriving in Germany. If you want to know what they are, stick around. Hey, I'm Jen and I'm from Guatemala.
And I'm Yvonne and I'm German.
And together we're from simplegermany.com, where we help expats settle into life in Germany more smoothly. Okay, so I have arrived in Germany. And these are the things I should probably take care of during the first week, right? Oh, as a small disclaimer, there is no chronological order on the way you should do this, except for point number 1. That is the most important thing you should do, and it's definitely the first thing you should actually do, which is
the famous Anmeldung.
So the Anmeldung, the Anmeldung is to actually register in the city that you're gonna hopefully live in.
Correct, yes. And to do that, you first need a place, like a place to live, a flat, an apartment, a house, where you can do the Anmeldung in, because not all homes, let's say like a hotel or some Airbnbs, they don't allow you to register under their address. So we have actually a whole video on renting an apartment in Germany, and it's an elaborate video where we go on every single step if you don't have that yet. And also regarding this topic right now, a video on how to do the Anmeldung.
Yes, how to do it and what you should definitely pay attention to regarding church tax and whatnot, because that happens in the Anmeldung process.
Tripwires, yes.
Yes, tripwires. Wires.
Wires.
So okay, thing number 2 on our list is that if you have entered Germany on a travel health insurance, you should actually get proper health insurance.
Right. So in this kind of video, it's very hard to tell you exactly this is what you do, because every one of you will have a different background. Mm-hmm. You come from a different country, you have a different kind of visa, through which you have a different kind of insurance.
Yeah.
So if you, for example, come without a visa, let's say as a tourist, like some of you can, you are able to enter with a travel insurance. If you come with a visa, you actually already need kind of proper insurance.
Yeah, but I, for example, came here with an AXA insurance, which was also a travel insurance.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, with the travel insurance. Okay, yeah. So here we have the best point in case. So point being is, don't think that the travel insurance, which whatever you enter Germany with, will be enough. You need to change to a proper health insurance, whether that is public or private, depends on your circumstances. But just know that you need to look into the topic. For further info and detail on it, we have a written guide that compares public to private insurance and tells you all the different options that you can check out. Just know that this is a topic you need to pay attention to and not neglect.
Yes. Also, we have a video about 10 things that you should know about the health system in Germany, which you can check out here or in the description box below as well. Number 3 on our list is to get a German bank account.
Yes.
So that is obviously super useful to have a German bank account, just because that's a lot easier to receive and wire payments.
And if you have a job already, that's where you receive your salary.
Yeah, which is a pretty important reason, I would say. We do a full comparison of the best bankings or banks in Germany for English speakers in our video here. Mm-hmm. And there we go into detail on, we give you 4 banks that you can compare and choose the best one for you.
Yeah, for your liking.
Super cool actually in Germany is that there are actually some banks that they are fully in English.
Yes.
How awesome. This was not the case 10 years ago.
We have arrived in the 21st century.
Yes, finally. Number 4 is to get necessary insurances.
Oh yeah, Germany, the land of insurances.
Yes.
We love them, right? And by means, we're not brokers or whatsoever, but there is one insurance that you should definitely get, and that is the famous private liability insurance, or called
Haftpflichtversicherung.
Sehr gut, yeah. And we don't want to elaborate here, just this is important to get. We have a full written guide that explains why and also compares a few providers that are also in English mainly. So please check that out. It is for your own good and it's not expensive.
Yes, I agree. If I would need to do things differently when I first arrived to Germany, I would take the liability insurance as one of the first things. I was in Germany for 2 years without liability insurance, and then that could have gone wrong. Because in Germany, if you cause damages to others, you are liable for those damages, and they can be very expensive.
Correct.
Definitely. We also have a written guide because most likely if you open your bank in a traditional bank place, right, and if you go and talk to a person, they will like to sell you insurances, and you might be confused on which insurances do I actually need in Germany. So there's a whole article also that we wrote to guide you a little bit more on what is necessary and what is just nice to have.
Correct. So you can choose for yourself what you think you really need.
Yeah, but we agree that definitely the most important one is the private liability insurance.
Next to health insurance, of course.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. Additional to that, yeah. Number 5 on our list is to get internet and mobile providers.
Whew, yeah, that is
a mobile provider, not multiple, one.
Yes, so that is a big topic in Germany because, as we just raved about banking and some insurances that are already available in English, the telecommunication sector in Germany, unfortunately, is
behind. Yes.
Yeah. So that doesn't mean you need it anyway. So you need to know that especially for home internet, like in your apartment, once you have that apartment you can do the Anmeldung with, to get home internet there, you should look into it quite fast because, believe it or not, Germany, this is one thing where we are so much slower than Guatemala. It takes up to 6 weeks to actually get internet working in your home.
Yeah, I would say that Guatemala is broken in so many ways, but getting internet is not one of them. You can go and get a contract and literally you would have internet at home by the end of the day. Versus in Germany, oh my God, it's such a complicated process sometimes. I've had coworkers who have to wait 2 months to get their connections up and running. And as an additional note, which is super interesting in case you don't know this, is that it's not allowed for you to use a hotspot from your phone as your permanent internet service inside your home. So, obviously, if you need to do this for a week, that's okay. But if you do this, let's say, for 6 months, that is not okay. You're not allowed to do that.
And they can track you, of course, by your location, right? And from where the hotspot is given.
Yeah, of course.
So with that, for the home internet providers, also here, written guide, because depending on your choice should also depend a little bit on where you live and what lines are available in your building, right? So in the guide, you can get all the information for that. And regarding the mobile internet, you have some experiences here, right?
Yeah, so I would say it really depends on what you're looking for. If you want to get a brand new phone, I would say still getting a contract. I mean, if you don't have, let's say, if you want a new iPhone and you don't have the 1,000 plus euros to spend all at once, definitely getting a contract where you have a monthly fee for it is better. However, keep in mind that the telecommunication contract, this contract where you have your phone and your internet service or mobile service on your phone, it's automatically renewed. And if you have already paid your phone and you don't cancel that payment, you
might keep paying for it.
The company will keep on charging for you. So that's just a word of warning. If you decide to go that route, make sure to put in your calendar when you're done paying, so then you can call the company and say to them, okay, I'm done paying, cancel that for my contract. You have to do that manually. That's a word of warning. If you already have a phone, prepaid is a super, super nice solution. Right now I have a nice phone and my contract has not expired yet. However, when it will expire, I will look into getting a prepaid card. Super cool in Germany. You can get a prepaid card almost everywhere. You can get it in any supermarket. You can get it in any electronics shop like Saturn, MediaMarkt. You can get it in multiple places. You can also get it online, right?
You can also definitely get it online. And next to prepaid, there's also now the modern version of mobile phoning, I would say, is actually postpaid contracts, but that you can cancel every month.
So that is super cool.
So that is also that's an option that I would choose if I would be new, because you don't have to worry about always charging your account or anything, but you just pay your standard 10 euro because it can be quite cheap for your 8 gigabytes or something, and you just pay every month. And if you don't want any more, you can cancel.
You can just cancel it. Yeah, that's super cool. Again, there's a written guide on the best mobile providers. Unfortunately, none of them are in English because, as we mentioned at the beginning, telecommunication companies in Germany, for some reason, they just haven't caught up.
Maybe that will be the next revolution.
Hopefully. We hope for that one to come. Okay, enough about here, the whole internet stuff. Number 6 on our list is to actually determine your way of transportation.
Correct. And we would just like to point out 3, that are most likely. Number 1 is the public transportation, right? Depending on where you live, you most likely have trains, trams, and buses in your city.
Unless you live in a very small village, but then...
Then you still have buses, most likely. Yeah. And if that is your main mode of transportation, it is a lot better if you get a monthly or sometimes even a yearly pass, depending on how far ahead you want to look into your life in Germany. And then it's a lot better and cheaper than paying for every single ride, right?
Yes.
That, of course, is if you use the trains every
day. I would say it makes sense.
Exactly. And if you like to cycle like we do, then cycling is a great option in Germany. It's very cycling friendly. Obviously, you need to invest into a bike first, but then, of course, other than maintenance, don't really have recurring fees. And the number 3, we actually have a video on cycling, right? Where we take you on the roads and give you a bit of the points to pay attention to.
Yeah. Oh, a question that we also get is that no, you do not need a license to cycle in Germany. You can do that without a driver's license.
You do need to know the rules, the street rules of and the signs and everything of cycling on the roads, basically. Yeah. And if you would like to buy a car, just like we did last year, then you can definitely do that. Just pay attention whether your license will remain valid in Germany. And for the whole topic of buying a car, getting your driver's license, car insurance, and all the shenanigans, we have an entire playlist.
Yes, that you can check out for sure. Yeah. Number 7 on the list that we have is to take an integration course / language course.
Correct.
So let's start about the integration course first. In some cases, actually the Ausländerbehörde, the immigration office, will require that you actually take this integration course. I find it interesting. I don't know how they do this because I had the case where a Canadian coworker had to do it. It was a requirement and then never asked me to do an integration course. And I would argue that I needed more integration than my Canadian coworker. I don't know. So there is no, I don't know if there's like a strict rule of who needs this or not. However, it might be possible that they suggest it to you, and I would say take it because obviously it's super interesting, right?
So an integration course gives you also a language course. So it is half language course, half introduction to German culture, law, and rules, I would say.
Yeah, if not, just watch Simple Germany. I'm kidding. Integration course right there. Second thing is to learn the language.
I would say a lot more entertaining.
Yeah, we hope. The second thing, part like 7.5, as Germans say, and I have learned, is to take a language course. Right. I started feeling more integrated in Germany the moment I started speaking the language more, to be able to interact more with people and whatnot. We have actually 2 videos about learning German. One of them is conventional ways and unconventional ways to learn German that you can check out. And there we talk about different mythologies and different ways that you can actually learn German. One of our most favorite ways is to learn in an online school, which is Lingora. They're a super cool school. I have enjoyed my time there. They're super flexible and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is, of course, if you prefer flexibility over face-to-face.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, again, up to you what you prefer. Yeah. What else did I want to say about language? I think that's about it. Yeah, okay. Number 8 is to, if you don't have one yet, is to then start get a job.
Right.
Or get clients.
Right.
If you're a freelancer.
Exactly. So that goes back to what is your circumstance, right? Mm-hmm. Because some of you have the advantage of coming to Germany without actually needing a visa per se and a job. So you can actually go on your job quest here. Yeah. So don't neglect that, because if you intend on staying here for the long term, obviously that's what you need. Or if you're a freelancer, you need German clients actually to get your freelance visa. You cannot just keep your clients from abroad, let's say.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so you need to actually also hustle to get some German clients for that. Yeah. If you have a job already, yay, then you might be interested in German work culture, which we also have a video on. And if you don't have a job yet, check out our playlist on how to find a job in Germany.
Yes, there we have tips on interview tips, how to prepare your CV, and of course, where to look for jobs, English-speaking jobs, if you don't speak German fluently yet. Number 9 on our list is to change your visa to a residence permit. This is a very important step in your process.
Exactly, because the visa, or not, depending again where you come from, it gets you into Germany. But then once you have your life a little bit more settled in with a job or a freelance gig, like if you have German clients, you need to, of course, change your visa to a residence permit.
Yes.
It will most likely be temporary in the beginning, valid for around 2 years, or you can also, of course, depending how you come here, get the blue card, which is still a temporary residence permit.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And that you do, of course, at the local Ausländerbehörde.
Yes, you will have a very good relationship with them, hopefully. I mean, you will see them a lot. That's what I mean. And number 10, but definitely not least, is to introduce yourself to your fellow neighbors, as well as to start meeting people in Germany.
Yeah.
So it's a very, I would say, not only German thing. I mean, the older you get, maybe, the more you realize how nice it is to introduce yourself to the neighbors when you arrive for the first time. I think, well, what we see in movies in the US is the neighbors introduce themselves right? But here in Germany, it's very common that you introduce yourself to the neighbor. So you knock to in this case, we have 2 neighbors next to us. So Yvonne, you knock to both and say like, hey, I'm new here. Just to let you know, my name is Yvonne.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice to meet you.
I mean, if you, depends again on the environment where you live in, you sometimes already meet them in the staircase or I don't know what, and then don't just go like, hi, and shy away, but just like start a conversation, say, hey, I'm new here, this is my name, blah, blah, and get to know them, introduce yourself. Sometimes you have your neighbors become your best friends, other times not so much, but at least you make the effort and you also test the waters. Are they cool? Are they not cool? Are they okay? So it's very nice to, if you don't meet them in the staircase, to ring the bell and say, hello, just wanted to say hi.
Yeah, and most importantly is to start meeting people, right? To make friends. I would actually motivate all of you international people out there to actually start making German friends and to look for the German ones and not just stay in this expat bubble. I stayed in the expat bubble for so long. I would say it was like 4 years that I was only in this expat bubble. And the moment it popped and I got out of it, I felt like I had seen a different world.
Yep.
And how to do that, we have a whole video also on how to make friends in Germany that you can check out. But definitely recommend it to start meeting Germans as well. It's not just international people.
And don't give up on your first try.
Yes, you have to be very patient. Very patient. So that is the 10 things that you should take care of when you first arrive in Germany. It sounds like a very exhaustive list. However, if you do one task at a time, you will definitely be able to manage this in no more than a week, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, you have, for the Anmeldung, you officially have 2 weeks time. So.
Okay, so you need to do that definitely in the first week. If you like this kind of video, make sure to hit that like button and that subscription button. If you want to get notified when we release new videos, which happens every Monday, you can hit also that notification bell. This is the easiest way that you can support Simple Germany to help us grow and expand and get this information out to other internationals out there. And we also encourage you, if you want to go the extra mile,
then you can also support us financially with a donation in a small amount that you can choose, and the value of a coffee on our coffee page. And you can do that as a one-time payment, or if you would like to become a monthly supporter, you can also choose to do so monthly.
Yeah, we thank you in advance for either liking or supporting the channel in whichever way you will do it. We wish you have a very good week ahead of you. We will see you next Monday. Until then, cheers!